Hello everybody, it's Justin with Shock Therapy. We're back with the Wildcat XX. We've done an unboxing, we've done a review, and now it's time to start discussing products that we've developed for this car. We've spent an extremely large amount of time with this car. We have now almost 2,000 miles on it. Our last video was right after the Baja 500 pre-run, where we had about 800 to 1,000 miles on the car. So you can honestly say we put 1,000 miles of testing into this car to develop the two things that I'm about to tell you about. First, we've got our dual rate spring kit for this car. Dual rate spring kit is going to do multiple things for you. It's going to eliminate rear squat under acceleration. It's going to improve bump stage under large G out and bottom out situations, especially in the rear of the car. It's going to do both of these things without sacrificing any plush factor, any decent ride quality that the XX is known for and people love. And just like all of our other Shock Therapy spring kits, they are made in the USA and they have a lifetime warranty on the springs. And as we always recommend to our customers, we would suggest that you do the spring kit first when it comes to a choice between a ride improvement, internal shock modification, or spring kit. The reason for this is that the spring kits are typically less money and don't require that you have to mail the shocks to us. That way we can send the spring kit out the same day that you order it, Monday through Friday, and you can install it on a weekend and enjoy the system right away. Originally when we drove the car, if it was set on the softest settings, it was very easy to bottom the back of the car out. In the middle setting, it was a little bit easier to drive it fast, but we could still bottom it out on a pretty routine basis, especially if we had two people in the car. If we turned the compression knob all the way up to the stiffest setting, it was a lot harder to bottom the car out, but the ride quality went away and the plush ride that we're used to with the car also went away. Throughout the development of our spring kit, the things that we wanted to address were just what we mentioned. We wanted to make sure that we didn't have any bottoming out issues, but at the same time, not sacrifice any of the plush ride quality. You can now, with this spring kit, run the car in the soft setting and bottom it out only occasionally through normal desert, trail, and dune use. If you put two people in the car, you will be able to bottom the car out a little bit more, but that's easily fixed by turning the car up one click to the medium adjustment. Now in the medium adjustment, you could run the car excessively fast, race your friends, kind of a fast-paced desert, a little bit of dunes, slow mountain trail in the medium setting with two people and some accessories. There's no need to turn the car all the way up to the stiffest setting to prevent bottoming with this spring kit. That way you don't sacrifice any of the soft and plush ride that the hardest setting will eliminate. In our opinion, this spring kit will eliminate rear squat and allow you to drive the car to the level that most of our customers are used to. If we were to put numbers to the improvement of this spring kit over stock from a percentage basis, stock being 0 and the best it could possibly be 100% improvement, this spring kit will give you a 50% improvement in bottom out resistance and bottoming the car. It will give you a 50% improvement in rear squat when driving and accelerating with the car. It will not sacrifice any of the plush ride qualities that the car is known for. And most importantly with our spring kits, you will not have to constantly adjust the ride height of the car as the springs settle over time. Our springs are brand new and you will adjust it once after 100 to 300 miles. But after that point, it will stay exactly the way you've set it for the life of the spring kit. You are also going to be gaining ride height with our spring kit. The factory system sits at about 13 inches of ground clearance. Our spring kit will get you to about 15 to 15.5 inches of ground clearance. This extra ride height will clear obstacles. It puts the piston in the shock in the proper place to function for a more plush ride, and it doesn't add any extra body roll at the same time. The next thing we developed while testing the car were our internal shock modifications or ride improvement system. We also call this an RIS. The advantages that the spring kit brought us, we were trying to improve upon while dealing with the inside of the shock. We wanted to add even more bump stage, even more progressive nature to the rear of the car as it strokes through the system and doesn't hurt you, but at the same time resists bottoming when the biggest hits. So, while developing the inside modifications, which would include internal piston modifications, valving, adjuster mods, shaft changes, and also changing oil viscosity, these things all combined with the spring kit to control the system in such a way that we can double the improvement that the spring kit gives us. This means that you're going to gain twice the bump stage that's possible with just a spring kit, or 100% of an improvement over stock. This way you can run through the small chop, small chatter, and not feel a thing, not have the steering wheel move in your hand, not have the back or the seat chatter underneath you, but at the same time hit big hits, jumps, big size whoops without having any bottom out issues in the car. When you're by yourself, you can run it in the soft settings. When you have two people and accessories, you can run it in the mid setting. Very rarely do you have to turn this system all the way up to the hardest setting. So considering that the spring kit gives us a 50% improvement in bump stage, and now knowing that our internal shock modifications, or RIS, give us another 50%, the two combined marry together and give us the best possible ride quality without sacrificing any of the benefits that the car had to begin with. You can run the car hard with the confidence of knowing that you're not going to drag the back of the car on some big hit. You can turn the thing up just one click for extra accessories and people in the car and know that it's going to act exactly the way you want while still being plush. As an example, one of the trails that we commonly test on has 3 or 4 G-out sections in it that we can run about 2 or 3 miles straight as fast as the car will possibly go. In the stock configuration, we could only run that section about 45 miles an hour before we would drag the back of the car and the skid plate into the bottom of a G-out. Once we did our spring kit, we were able to run 55 to 57 miles an hour through the same section without having bottom out issues and without sacrificing the plush ride. Once we did our spring kit and RIS combined, we were able to run the car through that same section on the rev limiter at 75 miles an hour without any bottom out issues, and at the same time, not sacrificing any of the plush ride quality. So if you like to drive aggressively from time to time, this car is a night and day difference from where we started to where it is with a complete spring kit and RIS as well. So those are the 2 items that we have developed for the car at this moment. They are the first and most important things that you should do to this car if you're doing things in order. We would suggest that you do the spring kit first and the RIS second. If you want to have your cake and eat it too, then both of these at the same time is a night and day difference. And furthermore, we're in the process of developing our front and rear sway bars, which are multi-position adjustment. So you can control the body roll in the car, whether you're in the trail, whether you're in dirt, or whether you're at the dunes. These things are extremely important if you're going to tune the car to the maximum potential that it can give you. Our next steps are, we are continuing to develop shock and spring packages for the 72-inch wide long travel kit, just like the kit you see behind us on this car that was supplied by Robbie Gordon. We are also developing spring and shock packages for 77-inch wide race legal kits as well. So if you're interested in any of our spring or RIS products that are available for the XX, go to our website, shocktherapist.com. We have these products available right now for purchase, and for RIS kits, you can set up an appointment and get your shocks to us for a same-day turnaround. Expect to see adjustable sway bars front and rear in the near future for this car, so stay tuned. Okay, clap. We'll see where this goes. I'm just gonna wing it.
Wing it.
Okay. By the way, I just have to throw a little rant in there for 1 second. If anyone thinks that they can borrow one of these cars and test for a weekend and come up with a spring kit or anything else for it, they are someone you should run from. It takes a massive amount of time to get one of these cars right. 2 reasons. Number 1, they're pretty badass to begin with. Number 2, you gotta try every single terrain. Mountain, whoops, rocks, water, sand, all of it with 1 person, 2 people, big people, little people, extra stuff in the trunk, lots of junk in the trunk, winches on the front. You have to test it all, otherwise it's a joke. And I'm Justin Smith. Stay tuned.
What the f***? Who put a question mark in the teleprompter? I told you people, if you put it on the screen, Justin
I'm going to read it.